Good afternoon. My name is Nicole Partlow, and I'm with greekbill. I will be going over the greekbill platform to show you how everything works together so that you, as your upcoming officers for the fall term, that you will be able to get your chapter in a good, healthy position financially, be able to bill your members, collect those payments, and make the bills that you receive from other organizations that you need to make payments to. So to get us started, here on your member account, you will see your name, your account number, and then you're able to see here in the middle what all of your actual balances are. So your current balance here, you can see what the due date is. If you have any pending charges that haven't actually posted yet, they will show here as well. This is your total balance, include your pending charges, as well as any pending charges outstanding. Up here's where you see your organization, your university, and your chapter name. You'll see in greekbill that you can get to the same screen in many different ways. So for example, we want to go view your activity so you can see the history of your account. You can click here, or you can simply click on the word accounts over to the left. Takes you to the same place. So here you can see all of the different invoices that have been billed to this member. If there had been any payments posted, you would also see those payments. This here is an actual invoice, it looks like, with the dollar amount that we can see. So if we click on invoice, it will give us a breakdown of what actually has been billed to that member on this said invoice. You can always download it if you prefer, and it will take you, it will download it into a PDF document. To go back to our main home page, we can also make our payments from our account screen here at Make a Payment, or you can also do it from your home screen, Make a Payment. Once you click on Make a Payment, I apologize for that, it will show you the amount that is owed, and you can either pay that full amount or you can pay a separate amount if you are paying something different. You're able to put in your bank information, and you are able to put in your credit card information to save for future invoices if you prefer. A great thing with greekbill is that up here at the top, you can opt in to text messaging. So if you opt in now, you will just simply, of course, read before you sign, right? So you'll read everything here, click yes, you consent, and then yes, sign me up. And now this member here will start to receive text messages for the invoices that he receives, or if there are any notifications or e-bill reminders that are sent out, they can all go to his text messaging as well. This here is just another announcement, a notification that has been posted on this account. So sometimes you'll see other notifications. So you simply click on view, and it's just something that an officer has posted to remind you that your chapter dues are due on the 15th. So you just close that. If you have any agreements that need to be signed, you can click on agreements, and it will show you any of this agreements, whether it is a contract or a payment plan that you need to review and sign. This member here has signed everything already, so this member is good to go. As an officer, up here is the toggle that I mentioned earlier. So here's his member screen. Now I want to go to the admin screen, so he will simply click on the admin screen up here. And I really want to take you to this screen so that I can be in the Lambda demo account. So once you click on the admin, it will take you into your actual chapter portal. Once you're here, again, you'll see things listed down the left side, as well as if you scroll to the bottom, lots of different tiles. You can get to the same thing, again, clicking on the tiles at the bottom or over to the left. So here on your main dashboard, you can see the total number of members that you have. You have a breakdown of your active members as well as your alum non-members. You can always see when the next invoice is going to be sent out, the last invoice, and the last due date. If there are any pending charges on members' accounts, they will show over here as pending. They will sit pending until the next invoice date, unless we push those out on demand, which I'll show you how to do that in just a few moments. Again, you can scroll down to the bottom and see the different tiles that you can get to. So as an officer, The way I recommend is you first come to your dashboard, make sure things here look correct, that your invoices are ready to go. Your member account looks correct. So then I recommend going over to our actual members to review our member roster. From here, you can see all of the active members. If you want to take a look at the alum members, you simply go under status and you can go to your alum non-members. And this chapter has one. You can also click on all and see all the members together. So you can see them here. If everything looks great, you're ready to move forward. If you see members listed as a member and maybe they are not any longer, they've graduated or they have moved on and not come back to the chapter, then you make all of those updates in the My Lambda Chi portal, and those information will sync over into greekbill for you. It does take about 15 to 20 minutes for that information to sync over. But now that I'm here looking at my member roster, everybody looks good. I've got the correct members listed. I can see what their current balances are. Their total balance, of course, is their pending charges plus their current balance. So that will give me their total balance over here. If anyone has signed a payment plan, it would be listed here in the middle for you. And if you need to look at someone's account specifically, you can click on anything in blue is typically a hyperlink. So I can click on Avery's account number here, and it's going to give me a full history of his account. So I can see when he's had all of his invoices, if he had made payments, it would have a type of payment listed in here. If I want to take a look to see what exactly was invoiced, I click on the invoice here, and it will show me everything that has been posted to his account for that said invoice. I can also see that this invoice up here was sent on August the 1st, and it is due on the 15th. If we need to export it, simply just click on export and it will go to an Excel document or a PDF. You get to select. So once we back out of Avery's account history, I can also click on his agreements to see if he has any outstanding agreements. So here I can see he has one contract that still needs to be signed. He has not signed anything in the past because all of the down here are still showing as empty for me. We will scoot right out of here. A few other things on the member roster is you can view other things of your members' accounts. If you need a list of everyone with their contact information, you can simply click on here. It will give me our names, their IDs, of course, all of their emails, cell phones, addresses. As long as this information was imported into My Lambda Chi, it will import over here for you as well. You can also look up to see maybe when members last logged in, if their past due accounts are listed, if they've opted into text messaging, if they have any agreements that haven't been signed. So you can just select from the drop-down list as to what information you're actually looking for. Going back to our billing view, again, we are just looking at the members' accounts, their IDs, and anything that they currently have outstanding. So going back to our overview, we've already looked at our member roster here. As we scroll down, there are some different things that we can do. We can create member groups. To create a member group, actually, let me back up here and explain what our member groups are. So member groups here these are the ones that's already been created for this account. This is where you want to group the members together. So maybe you have all of the members who live in a house for fall of 24 as sophomores. Maybe you have your associate members, and maybe you have all of your senior members together. This just helps in creating those charges. So it makes it easier if you have everyone in a group that if they are billed the same charges. Keep in mind that members can be in more than one group. So you just want to keep that in mind as you are creating these. You can also edit and view. So we'll look at this one here for our Collegiate Brothers 6. I can see that I have these 3 members. If maybe I need to edit this particular group, I would just click on Edit Member. If I need to change anything in the title or the description. And then if I need to add members to it, I would simply just click on the plus sign over here. It moves them to the right. And if there's anyone over here that I need to remove, I can just simply click on the X and it will take them back over to the left. We, of course, always get our review option to make sure everything is correct, and then we will finish. If we need to create another group, we can. If not, we just simply click on Done. Another thing on the member account that I want to point out is you can put those announcements out here. So that was when we just saw the one on the members account that dues were due. So if you want to post something to the members dashboards, you simply go to go. You can see these are the two that have already been posted. So if you need to edit them, maybe we've put this one out here. We had an expiration date of 3/22/24. If we want to extend that, we can make an extension. We can actually post it for, we'll say, August 22nd. Here's the information that will be posted. You can update any of this information. So maybe you want it to make it for fall, and maybe they'll be due in September. Once this here is all complete, you will just simply say continue. It will post to all the members you have listed. If there's anyone that does not need to see this announcement, you can simply just remove them, or you can put them back over. Click continue and submit. So now when everyone logs into this chapter, they will see that announcement at the top of their member account, and they will simply click on it to read that announcement. Now that I've reviewed my member information, I'm ready to start creating my charges. So I'm going to go to invoice, and here's where we can create our charges. Again, I can see if there's any pending charges. I can see my last invoice, when it's due, and my next invoice date. Again, same thing. I can scroll down here to the bottom to see some different options that I can get to. So we'll start here with our charges. Because it's a demo account, there's already lots of templates already listed out here. If you're a newer chapter and you have not created your templates, once you get your templates added, it's really easy to just edit them as you need throughout the semester and actually throughout the upcoming years. So once a charge template has been added, so we'll just start here with local due September. I can see who has received this in the past. I can also take a look up here and see what my charge template is, my description, the amount, and the account. So as you create these, you always want to give your charge template a very generic name, because your members will not see that. The template will stay and you can always edit it. The description, the amount, and the chart of account can always be edited. So if we took this particular one and we wanted to edit our charge, as you can see, the template name cannot change, but we can change the description, the amount, and the chart of account. And the effective date will always be today's date. We simply click review and we are done. So for this one, I'm going to go back, because what I want to do is actually create a new charge so that you're able to see how new charges are created. So there, it takes us to our list of our full charges. We simply go to add a new charge. Again, our charge template should be very generic, so we're just going to call this one rent. Our charge description might be fall 2024 rent. You could even do monthly. If you charge your chapters monthly rent, you could do August and then edit this for each month when you are ready. But we'll just say fall rent is $1,500. Our chart of account will be for rent, and it will be today's date to make it effective. This tells me that this title is already taken, so we'll just add an S to make it a little different. Nope, that one's not going to work either. There we go. So then we see everything is done and we say finish. We can either create another charge or we're done. So now that our charges are listed over here and we have everything ready for this semester, we can go ahead and start charging those charge amounts to our invoice, to our members. So let's say we need to charge our chapter dues, and maybe we'll scroll down and we have our rents that we're going to also charge, and maybe there's an internet fee that we charge. So we're going to select our assignees. You can select all members if everyone in the chapter gets billed that same amount, or we could select the members that we need. If you are in a very large chapter and you don't want to like just scroll up and down, you can also search by member's name. and it will just pull their name up like that. Once you have all the members listed to build those said charges to, you simply click review. We're going to build $2,020 to the 3 members we just selected, and we will finish. If we're done, great. If we need to assign more charges to other members, we do so. Or if we just need to notify those members other charges, we simply click notify members. And an email will be sent to them directly, letting them know that they now have pending charges. So now that we have our charges are all set and pending, we know by looking at our tile to the right that they are not going to be sent out until September 1st. If you want these charges to go out sooner than September 1st, you can send them out with our on-demand invoicing. To do that, you simply click Invoice Now. You create a billing cycle title. This will only be seen by you and the other admins. So we could even call it August 13, today's date. The invoice date will always be today. The due date has to be after the current due date. So right now we know our current due date is August the 15th, and it has to be within 30 days. So we're going to send this out today, but we want it to be due by the end of the month. We simply say continue. The invoice will now be sent to these 3 members. If I only want to send it to maybe Avery and to Thomas, I can select them, or I can select all, and it will go to everybody. I click review and complete. And now that has been sent. So when I close here, in just a few minutes, my pending charges will show a 0 amount. And then my last invoice will actually update to today's date with the last due date of the 31st. If you receive payments from members outside of greekbill, maybe someone gave you cash or check in hand, maybe it was for like a $5 t-shirt or tickets that maybe it was only $10 and they just handed you $10 at chapter one night. You would simply just click on manage because we still need to account for the funds that we receive because the member's been billed this charge. So we want to show that they actually did pay for it. So you can select as many members as you need. So we'll just go ahead and select a couple of them here that have given me cash at chapter. You always need to select your bank account, which we don't have a bank account listed up here, but if we did, you would select your bank account, again, because we're in a demo. Your memo, you would just put in, maybe they paid for a t-shirt. Select the payment. Did they give you cash or check? So this one here, we'll just say is cash. Because it was cash, there's no reference number really to put in. And they would simply put in the amount. So maybe it was $10 for one member and it was $15 for another member. So our total amount that we received outside of greekbill was $25. We click review, and then we would hit post, and those $2 amounts would post to those 2 individuals' accounts. So now that we've checked our members, we've invoiced our members, we've pushed our pending charges out. As you can see now, it's 0, and our last invoice and last due date have been updated. Now we're ready to make sure that our chapter is doing well financially. So what we're going to do next is go down here to our banking. And we want to make sure that we have our bank account synced up. So when you, as admins, start in greekbill, you'll want to come to your banks and purchase cards, and you'll want to sync your bank account. By simply clicking on the sync bank, you will then log in securely to your bank account with your credentials to your said bank account. This will allow your transactions that go through the bank to sync into greekbill so that you can update those accounts to the correct chart of account and count them as expenses and income in your budgets. Once the bank is listed, and you'll see the account here, what your beginning balance is that you have put in as you sync, and then it will simply just say sync yes, so that you know the account has been synced. Once everything is synced in, we can always come back over here to view our accounts, and it would give us a list of the transactions. We can always change our date so we can see back further. Again, because it's a demo account, there are no transactions syncing in. But you simply update your dates, run report, and all the information will pull in so that you can see exactly the accounts, the amounts that's been paid, if it was a deposit, a check, and you're able to reconcile that and update your chart of accounts. We also offer purchase cards for Lambda Chi Alpha. So you're able to receive the first 2 purchase cards for your officers are for free. This allows you to load money to the account so that you can allow the members to go and make the purchases they need for the chapter and not have to then do a reimbursement or issue credits to the members' account. So if you are about to buy t-shirts for recruitment and you know it's going to cost roughly around $1,000, if your recruitment officer has a purchase card, you could load $1,000 to it. He can make his purchase. Maybe it was only $850 instead because he was a great recruitment officer and he got a good deal for you. The difference can either stay on his card for future purchases, or you can go ahead and unload it and put it back into your bank account. You're also able to do your purchase cards down here. Same with your bank reconciliations, do your checks and deposits as they have been synced in. Lots of the banking information that you can click on down through here. I'm sorry, we're going to go down to budgeting actually. Since we're talking about banking, once the syncing is happening, you can also create your budgets. So you can create and manage different budgets. So as you can see, there's one that's already started and it has been approved. But if you want to create a new budget, you could create it by your officers, or you could create a chapter budget as whole. If you create by officers, you can list out their individual budgets and then they will add together to create one whole chapter. Or you could just create a new budget. So you always have to give your budget a title. So whether you do it by semester or by the full year, your budget term, it will be new. And if you need to put any comments in. So we'll save and continue. It will start me off with my income. So I would just need to know how much income am I going to collect for all of the amounts that we have listed. So just making up some numbers here, we'll say our national dues that we receive $5,000 in total for new members. If you collect social dues, the chart of accounts are already listed in each of your chapters for you. They were assigned by your headquarters staff. If you have any questions about the chart of accounts, you can always reach out to greekbill at our officer support team. You can go to our housing. And so as you can see, you can just kind of keep going down through the list and adding in those dollar amounts. Once you're done, you hit save and continue, and you do the exact same thing for all of your expenses. And once you complete all of your expenses, then you just do the save and continue here. And it will show you your total income, your total expenses, and what your surplus is that you're looking to do. When you're ready, you can hit submit final budget. If you're not sure if you're ready to submit a final, you can just back out of here. And you can see that the budget is still listed here. It's still showing as new. So if I wanted to go in, I could actually review some more and make more changes. So if you start your budget and you're not ready to complete it, just don't hit submit final budget until you're completely done with it. Once you're all done, all of these reviews, and you hit continue to submit, it will all then, the reviews will show as approved and you can no longer edit it. So going to our agreements, once you have all of the invoices attached and sent to the members, if they need to be on a payment plan, you can simply click on view all payment plans. You can, if you already have a payment plan listed, assign to them, or if you need to create a new payment plan, you may do that. So we'll go ahead and add a new payment plan. So you have to give your plan a name. If you plan to bill your members a fee for being on the plan. Some chapters do this, so they have extra income and some do not. But let's say we're going to charge our members $5 for being on the plan. The chart of account this is going to go to is just to our miscellaneous account. And you can either select by percentage or set amount on how you want the plan to work. So we're going to do percent. Is it mandatory for this member to sign? Yes or no? Is it mandatory for them to be set up on auto payment? Yes or no? And then do you want the plan to be hidden after the first due date? So if the member does not sign it by the first due date of, let's say, August the 15th, then they will no longer see the plan and have that option. So I'm going to go ahead and say no, because a lot of members may not see it in time. And if they don't, then you will have to just go in and reassign it to them, so that they can have the option to still sign. So we'll do a save and continue. This is just confirming that you do want to charge that additional $5 to your members for being on the plan. If you say okay, it will charge it on their first installment. If you want to cancel it, you can just hit cancel and remove the fee. So depending on how many months you want them to pay, if you need to add more lines, so then you just simply put in the percent that they need to pay. So maybe the first month they need to pay 50% of what they've been billed, and it is to be due on the 15th. And then you're going to charge them 25% to be due on the next month. And then possibly another 25% to be due on the third month. As you can see, you can add as many lines as you need. You can add multiple lines or just do one at a time. Once you have everything listed, if you're doing percent, you just need to make sure that you do total 100%. If you did not, the system will not allow you to complete. So if I was at 99, if I try to save and continue, it's not going to let me go through. We'll go ahead and remove all of our extra lines here. I'm still at 99%, and it's still not going to let me pass through because I'm not at 100%. So we'll make this 25 to get me back to my 100%, and we can move on. Then you simply type in the terms for the contract. You hit save and continue. And now your payment plan is set, and you need to assign it to your members. So you can assign to the entire chapter, or you can assign to those that just need to have this payment plan. So we'll just select a couple of members. We'll review. Gives you one more time to see if everything looks good and if you need to make any changes. And then you simply hit submit. Now the payment plan is there and ready. And so those members who have been assigned it, when they log into their account, to their member account, then they will see the plan and they will have to review and sign it, because we did make it as an optional. I'm sorry, as a mandatory. If it was optional, they could bypass it. Your contracts work the exact same way. You can simply click on view all, see the contracts that are already listed out here. If you need to add a new contract, you simply add a contract, fill in the blanks like we just did, continue with the save and continue, assign to the needed members, and it will be attached to their account so that they also, when log in, they will see that they have contracts. If we go to our reporting section, there's lots of different reports that are available for you, but a few that I like to point out, of course, is that payments received report. You can change your date range up here at the top, so you can always see when payments have been received. So we're just going to go back a little bit, and we'll run our report. Because it's a demo account, of course, no one has made any payments. Even if it was a chapter collected payment, we could post those. You would actually see those listed here as well. But it's a great way to see in one screen all the payments that we have received for the said time frame that is listed. Our GB fund transfer, this is going to tell me the funds that we have received for your chapter that we transfer back out to your bank. So we receive funds Monday through Sunday. Those are processed on Wednesday and sent to your bank so that they can settle in your bank by that Friday. So every Wednesday about 7 p.m. Eastern time, you can come to this report and you would be able to simply run report for whatever date range you need, and it will show you the amount that will be transferred into your bank account. So it will always have that Wednesday's date, the description of a transfer, the name of your bank the funds are going to, and how much is actually being sent. So it's a great place to double check so you know what to expect on Friday if you have upcoming bills that you need to pay. You also have your past due receivables, your accounts receivables. Again, another way to get to your member roster, member notes, all of your banking information. Another great option is down here is under accounting is the 990 tax assistant. We can help you in your chapter in filing your taxes every year. So you would simply just click on run. It will import automatically the tax period that you are eligible to file for. Once you click on file new, it will walk you through the steps that you need to do. The one thing I like to always point out is on the very first question, it will say, are you preparing your taxes for the said fiscal year? It defaults to no. If you leave it at no, it will not let you continue and you'll get an error message. So if this is the correct fiscal year you are looking to do your taxes for, you always want to make sure you click on yes, and then you can continue on down through the questions. You just continue with save and continue until you have completed all of the said stages here. Once you have done everything review and you submit, it goes to our on-staff tax accountant who will review it, contact you with any questions, or if everything is good to go, it will be submitted to you for signature, and then he will file with the IRS. Once everything is complete and filed, you'll be able to see all the information listed here. And then instead of file new, it will say download. So if you ever need to download a copy of it, you could just hit download and you would have your taxes handy. Over here, you can always reach out to our officer support. The officer support at greekbill.com is listed here for you. Their phone number is here. If you have any questions on any of the information here or how to do something, you can simply email them. Another great thing is that we have our question mark up here in the very top right corner. This will take you to your training dashboard. So if you simply click on the question mark, it will just take a few seconds. But from here, you can go straight to the knowledge base. You can go to all of our support videos. We have some great links over here to help you out with some best practices we like to share. You can scroll down maybe to see a little bit more as what greekbill is. And of course, more information about our client support team. For you as an officer, you have a support email that you can reach out directly to. If your member or your parents need support from greekbill, you'll want to send them to support at greekbill. Of course, the same phone number and the hours that our team works. Back up here to our training center, if you simply click on knowledge base, this will take you to where you can find lots of articles. Maybe you just need to do a quick search for invoices, and then it will start to pop up. So maybe you need a refresher on how to do that on-demand invoice. You simply click it. There's a little video. There are some written articles out to explain everything to you. So the greekbill knowledge base is a great place to go and look for questions if you're unsure of. You can also just click on members and it will take you to all of the member articles that we have listed. So just to back out of here, I'm going to go back to our screen here. Again, as an admin, you had your little toggle at the very top. So if you want to toggle back, you simply click on the little man here, and it would actually tell you member portal, and it would click on that and take you back to your account. Again, because we're in a demo account, that's why it's not showing here, but I do want to make sure you know how to get back to it. Also, as an admin, you're able to add other admins to your account. So your high tall and your high alpha will sync in for you. So as you are those officers, you will sync over directly and you'll have access as needed to the full access of greekbill. Your advisors do not sync in. So if you need to add an advisor to them, you would just simply click on manage advisors. You can add an advisor, simply put in their name, their last name, and their email. You do have to enter a birth date, but as long as it is prior to 1998, you're okay. You don't have to actually have their exact birth date if you don't have it. You would click review and then submit, and it would add that member as your officer. And then once you needed to actually give them access, you would simply click up here again, manage admins, and then you would just find your Lambda Chi advisor. You click on the little gear shift and you want to assign the role. So his name would now be listed here and you could just assign him, or if there's a couple you need to assign, and then you simply click assign. And now I can see that I have 2 advisors listed. They do have view only access. I can also see here my chapter officers who have view only and my chapter officers with full access. Once an officer is no longer in their position, you do want to make sure that you can unassign them. You do the same thing for your advisors. Same thing as you just click on the gear shift. You want to view your admins to see who they are. And now I know that I no longer want Alan. He's not here as my advisor anymore. So I just unassign him. And maybe Ralph has moved on to a different chapter. So we will go ahead and unassign him as well. But you would do the same steps for your outgoing officers. And with all that, that is a quick high-level overview of greekbill.